Everyone, please check your audio and video. Okay, guys. Today, we'll start understanding what is a server and what is container, and what is need of these servers and containers as part of advanced application development, especially like web application, distributed application, and also in enterprise applications. Shall we start understanding them? Yes, let me save the document, guys. Seven one nine. Here is intro. Session how much? 8. Container versus server. Container versus server. Okay, fine. We'll start understanding first what is container. Yeah. Container is a software program that manages the execution of any given component. That manages execution of any given component, birth to death. So indirectly, it is managing life cycle of given component or not. What do you mean by managing life cycle? Loading class, creating object, managing object, if necessary, calling methods on that object, and lastly destroying object. Nothing will be there in your control. Everything will be taken care by whom? Container. So you have used a term called component. What do you mean by component? Any reusable class or file is called component. Servlet program is a class. We call it as servlet component. Yes, my dear. JSP file is, we can also call it as component, guys. A perfectly developed Java class having reusability is known. You don't mind calling it as a component. A file or class that is having reusable code is called as what? Component. That's how you observe. Servlet container manages servlet component lifecycle. JSP container manages JSP component lifecycle. EJB container manages EJB component lifecycle, right? Here component means not great thing, guys. A class that is having what? Reusability. But definitely it is not going to be abstract class or interface, guys. Definitely it's going to be normal class. Normal class technically called as concrete class. The class that is normal and for which we can create object is called concrete class. Abstract class means incomplete class. Object creation is not possible. For interface also, object creation is not possible. Generally, when I use the word concrete class, it's a normal class for which object can be created. For which object can be created. Convinced with me, my dear? Come on, everyone. Okay, that's great. Fantastic, guys. Similarly, Spring Framework, Spring Boot Framework comes with a Spring container. It's a built-in container in framework, guys. You need not to create separately. Spring containers, we have multiple Spring containers. Manages Spring Bean life cycle. What life cycle? What do you mean by Spring Bean, sir? The Java class whose object is created and managed by Spring container is called Spring Bean. A Spring Bean can be a predefined class or user-defined class or third-party supplied class. But that class is loaded by Spring container, object is created by Spring container, Object is managed by Spring Container. Object is destroyed by Spring Container. That is not done by you. That is always done by what? Spring Container. It can be predefined class or user-defined class or third-party supplied class, but it cannot be interface or abstract class. Why? Because container has to load class, create object main. How it can be abstract class or interface? Can we create object for interface and abstract classes? Tell me seriously, can we create object for interface and abstract classes? Definitely not, right? So the final conclusion is what, guys? A Spring Beam can be a predefined class or user-defined class or what? Third-party supplied class for whom object is created and managed by whom, guys? Spring Container. What container? Listen carefully. In core Java programming, no containers are involved. Yes? That means loading class, object creation, object management, object destruction is done by programmer directly by giving instruction to JVM or not there. Who is calling new operator to create object? Program. Indirectly is giving instruction to JVM or not. Who is managing that object after creation? Programmer. Who is calling methods on object? Program. Who is keeping object ready for garbage collection? He don't do garbage collection. He keeps object ready for garbage collection by not having any references to that object. When no references to object, garbage collector becomes ready to destroy the object or not? Give me one check. Garbage collector becomes ready to destroy the object or not there? So everything is done by what? Programmer. Where in core Java programming. If you take Servlet programming or JSP programming or EJB programming or Spring programming, who loads the class? Container. Who create object? Who manages object? Who calls lifecycle methods automatically? I think some people might have got basic knowledge about Servlet. Servlet lifecycle methods are there. They are called by you or they are called by container atom. Okay, some people are saying, yes, I know. Tell me lifecycle methods of Servlet. Init, service, destroy methods are called what? Lifecycle methods of Servlet. Okay, they are called by container automaton. Okay, once everything is done, who destroys the object of Servlet component? Container. Same is applicable for Spring Beam. Same is applicable for EJB component. Same is applicable for what? JSP file. Yes, my dear. Yeah, the thing is, if you want to work with the Servlet JSP container, you need to arrange or install a separate software called web server software like Tomcat, Jetty, Undertow. These are the examples of web server software. EJB container won't come as independent one. It is a part of what? Application server software like WebLogic, Glassfish, Wildfly. Some server names are there. So application server is always extension of what? Web server. Application server is equal to web server plus plus. When I say plus plus, web server plus, EJB container plus, okay, mail server plus, MOM software, message oriented service, middleware. Like this, many other facilities are there. So application server is always extension of what guys? Web server. Best example for web server is Tomcat. Best example for application server is what? Wildfly. Wildfly is doing well in the market. But when it comes to Spring containers, boss, they are not part of web servers or application servers. Come on. They are directly available in Spring Framework. They are lightweight and directly available in what? Spring Frame. So no dependency with what? Servers. If you want to work with a Spring container, you just need to arrange Spring Framework related jar file. That's it. No need of arranging web servers or application servers as we have done for Servlet container and JSP container. See boss, in Servlet programming, you develop the servlet. But loading that class, creating object, managing object, calling lifecycle method, destroying object is done by you or done by servlet container. But are you going to install servlet container independently, or you install web server like Tomcat? It will come along with web server software installation. Definitely it comes along with web server software installation or not there. And same is applicable for JSP container or not there. Say something, guys. Please keep the habit of responding in the class. That's the first step to become software engineer. So motivation is not coming to respond. Look at the neighbor. Is responding or not? Definitely might be responding, right? Sometimes right answer, sometimes wrong answer, but he's keeping himself active and busy in answering me, right? Because we are basically Indians, right? When power gone in our house, we don't call electricity department. We look at the neighbor house. Yes or no? Their power is there, in our house not there. Then we get the realization why power is there. Let's call electricity department, right? There also power is not there. Everywhere not there, let's relax. That is our attitude, right? Same thing. Whenever you are not staying active in the classroom, look at the neighbor. Then automatically so many questions comes in your brain. He paid fee, I paid fee. Okay, he is coming to class, I am coming to class, right? He completed engineering, I completed engineering. Why he is responding, why I am not responding? Automatically motivation comes, right? Okay, and moreover, if you sit idle, your brain goes in a number of places. Idle's brain is a devil's place, right? Moreover, your brain thinks about food, your brain thinks about what? Special ones in the life. Where is she? Where is he? Why not responding? It's been 3 days, no proper communication. Yes or no? Instead of that, if you keep yourself busy in the subject, you will get the subject and your listening process will be completed, right? So that's why you know answer, you don't know answer. Right or wrong, keep the habit of responding. Then I also know whether you are following me or you are simply sitting in the classroom in the chairs. So let's make these sessions as what? Useful and interactive sessions, right? Sir, what about online students? Okay. What about what? Online student. Online students also can respond. Yes, in your home there is a possibility of answering, giving answers by opening your mouth. Yes, do it. Otherwise, whenever I use some important terminologies, important words, you try to try to type those words in the chat box. Try to type those words in the chat box so that at least you will be in what? Active mode. Otherwise, 10 minutes you listen, 15 minutes you listen, automatically some other thought comes into your brain. Class is running physically, but you are physically somewhere else. So keep yourself in active mode and busy mode. Otherwise, listening class continuously is always very difficult process. Teaching class is very easy, but listening class is not that much easy, I am telling, okay? But no option, because these are the classes which decides next 30 years of your what? Personal and professional life, right? And for a middle class person or below middle class person or poor family person, professional life good, then only personal life is good. Because for rich people, that's different. Professional life is different, personal life is different, right? For us, definitely personal life should be good, means professional life should be great. Okay, let's come back to the subject, guys. Container is a special software program. So special software program that manages the life cycle of given component, reusable class or file. I hope I have done this announcement. Today evening 5 p.m. on 5:15. They keep 5, but I will come by 5:15. Okay. We have a session on DevSec apps. Very, very important. Generally, what happens, I will tell. You go to interview with a long, strong core Java knowledge, strong Spring Boot and microservice knowledge. Either you will start asking questions on SQL queries, which you are not ready. Generally, the first question they want to test in SQL is, I have 100 cricketers, give me top 10 cricketers list. You have to write the query, but you are mentally ready, you will write it. If you are not mentally ready, you will surprise. That's the one twist. Okay. Somehow you completed first round, guys. In second round, they will definitely ask a few questions on the tools. Why? Because without tools knowledge, your day will not be ended in the company. Sometimes you may not touch .java files. You may not open Eclipse IDE, but you have to work with so many tools. And that tools knowledge I am going to give in the evening session. 55 sessions, very small course. Before this course complete, only that course completes. Please come and join, because that also starts once in a 3 months, 4 months. Okay, once started, please come and grab it. And very, very important to keep in the resume and to clear interview rounds, and more important in the survival of the job. The day you join in the project, they say, this is the Git username password, connect and import the project. First, you don't know what is Git, you don't know what is importing project, come on. And what should I do with this username password? Yes or no, guys? They say, commit the code, roll back the code, revise the code, so many terminology. So like this, so many tools are there, 10 plus tools are there. Okay, we are going to learn those tools one by one. Each tool 3 days, 4 days like that. I'll say simple importance of that. You are an electrician, someone called come and do some problem solving. And you have gone to that particular flat or house without toolkit. Can he work? He cannot work. Similarly, as a Java developer, .NET developer, if you join in a company without tools knowledge, electrician going to house to solve the problem without toolkit. That much importance is there. Java is good, but to start working with Java, first of all, you should know a lot of tools to use. They will be used on day-to-day basis, guys. Okay. Yeah, given component, reusable class are fine. Okay. Yeah. Container runs on the top of JVM. Container runs on the top of JVM. Someone might be asked you, sir, I heard Java code is running means JVM should be there. But now you are saying container is running the code, right? No, JVM runs the container and container runs our code. In case of servlet, servlet container starts on the top of JVM, and servlet container executes our servlet component. So indirectly, JVM is executing servlet component or not there. A is equal to B, B is equal to C. Can we say A is equal to C or not? When we start the Tomcat server, on the top of JVM only Tomcat server starts now, boss. Right? Okay, that means indirectly container is running on the top of JVM and JVM is executing our servlet component. So indirectly JVM is involved in the execution of the servlet component. In core Java level, we are seeing our code directly executed by JVM. In advanced topic, we are seeing our code executed by container, and these containers are running on the top of what? JVM. That's the only difference, nothing great, right? containers run on the top of JVM. Okay. And containers execute the given component, okay, by managing its life cycle. By managing its life cycle. Are you getting my point there or not there? Okay. Containers. Example 1. Servlet container manages the life cycle of servlet components. JSP container, come on guys, manage the life cycle of, what is there? JSP components. EasyB container manage the life cycle of EasyB components. Okay. Spring containers, which are also called IOC container. I'll explain why they are called IOC. Manage the life cycle of what? Spring bean component. Spring beans. Spring beans. Okay. When I use the terminologies, guys, okay. When I use the word JSP, what is JSP, guys? Java Server Pages. EasyB. Enterprise Java Beans. Next, guys, IOC. Inversion of, I'll explain why they are called. Inversion of control. Inversion of control. Like this, so many containers are there or not there? Okay, that's good. Containers are like aquariums. See, once I drop the fish into aquarium, guys, everything related to fish survival will be taken care by aquarium or not there? Providing water for the fish, aquarium. Ventilation, aquarium. Food, aquarium. Yes or no, guys? So everything for the survival of the fish is taken care by aquarium. So aquarium is managing what? End-to-end activities of the fish are not there. So can I compare containers with aquariums, my dear? Okay. Containers are like aquariums. What's the spell, guys? Aquarium. Yeah, it's right only, no? Okay. Managing the life cycle of given components. Given components called fishes. Given, what is this? Given fishes called components. Given fishes called what? Component. Okay. Yeah. We get Servlet container and JSP container along with the web server software installation. What software, guys? Web server software installation. What container? JSP container. Okay, boss. We get EasyB container. What container? Along with application server software installation. What software, my dear? Software installation. Okay, guys. Yeah, application server is equal to web server plus plus. Okay, one more formula. Application server is equal to, come on guys, web server plus what? EasyB container plus mail server. Array, mail server is useful to manage email accounts. Okay. Mom. Mom means what? Not your mom or my mom. Message oriented middleware, right? Message oriented middleware. So for messages based communication between components, we have to use this mom software. And many things are there. Here what? Many things are there. Okay. Mom is nothing but message oriented middleware. Middleware means what? Additional software kind of thing. Message oriented middleware. Okay. Super guys. Examples for web server softwares. Examples for web server softwares. Tomcat up to 6.x. Tomcat up to 6.x. 7.x. From 7.x onwards, they have added more features, guys. They have added more features and it has become what? Application server software. Okay. Tomcat, Jetty, all versions. Okay. Undertow, what is there? Undertow, Resin, and etc. Examples of application server softwares. Examples of application server softwares. Tell me. WebLogic. Tell me. WebSphere. Glassfish. Wildfly. What is there? Wildfly. Yeah, it takes time to habituate, but once you habituate, you will remember. Wildfly is best here, guys. Tomcat 7.x plus. 7.x plus. That time onwards, it's called as what? Application server. Okay, here, this is the best. In web servers list, who is best? Tomcat is best. In application server is what? Wildfly is best one. Tomcat is what? Best two. Wildfly is best two. Understood my statement, guys? Okay. Yeah, next one. Spring containers or IOC containers are not part of web server or application server. They are direct software. They are direct containers given by Spring Framework or Spring Boot Framework. What framework, guys? Spring Framework or Spring Boot Framework. And moreover, total 2 IOC containers are available. How many? One is Bean Factory, one is application context. Bean Factory is the basic IOC container. Application context is what? Advanced IOC container. Are you getting my point there? Advanced IOC container. Okay. Application context container is equal to Bean Factory container plus plus. Both these are lightweight containers because to work with this container, basic JRE JVM is enough. There is no need of having heavyweight web server or application server software. And to two Spring containers are no way alternate to Servlet JSP container. They are given for different purpose. These are given for different purpose. They sound like that, but actually not. Spring containers are lightweight. Why? Because no need of arranging heavyweight web server or application server software to work with them. Number two reason, basic JRE JVM is enough to work with them. Number three reason, by creating object for Spring supplied predefined classes, we can say object is container is ready. So that much easy to create Spring container. One, two predefined classes are there, guys. You create object for that one and container is ready. For example, I want to create bean factory container. XML bean factory is equal to new XML bean factory of. Yes, bean factory container is ready. I want to create another container called application context container. File system XML application context class is there. You create object for that by using new operator. So I can say application context container is ready. So far, what is our psychological feeling? Container means heavy software. One server is required. You have to start the server. By installing server, then only container will be ready. That is your feeling so far, na boss? Especially with respect to Servlet JSP containers, right? But Spring containers are lightweight, means lightweight. Because of how many reasons? Three reasons. Reason number one, no need of arranging heavyweight web server or application server software. Number two, basic JRE JVM is enough to work with what? Spring containers. Number three, they are very much part of Spring framework. By creating object of what? One or other predefined class, we can be ready with what? Spring containers. So definitely these are lightweight containers are not there. And moreover, Spring containers are given for different purpose. Servlet JSP containers are given for different purpose. Or if Spring containers also doing Servlet JSP containers work, why there is a separate class called Spring Bean, guys? I must have said, I might have said, IOC container also manages the life cycle of Servlet component and JSP component, na? But I'm saying what? Spring containers are there to manage the life cycle of whom, guys? Spring Beans. Are you getting my point there, guys? Okay. Spring or Spring Boot framework. FW means framework, guys. Okay, listen. Spring or Spring Boot framework gives two built-in Spring containers. Two built-in Spring containers, also called as what containers? IOC containers. They are, first tell me what is there? Basic IOC, sorry, not basic, Bean Factory IOC container. What is there? Bean Factory, basic IOC container. This is definitely basic IOC container or not there. Next one what? Application context IOC container. What is this? Advanced IOC container. Advanced IOC container. Okay, first of all, tell me. Application context IOC container is equal to Bean Factory IOC container plus. Yeah, why they are called IOC container, I'll explain later. For the timing, just remember they are called IOC container. In a moment, in today's class only, I will reveal the secret. In today's class only, I will reveal that secret. Don't worry about that. Okay. Application context IOC container is equal to this one, guys. Okay, that's good. Fine. The Spring containers, also called as IOC container, are nowhere related to what, guys? Nowhere related to, okay, Servlet JSP, Servlet container and JSP container. Servlet JSP containers. Okay. Both these containers are given for different purpose. Different purpose. Got it? Yes. Yeah. Spring containers are called lightweight containers. What containers? Lightweight containers. The reasons are what, guys? Reasons are number A. Tell me. What are the reasons for it, guys? What are the reasons for it? Okay. Okay. No need of installing what, guys? Web servers or application servers who work with them. Are you comfortable, my dear? No need of installing web servers or application servers to work with them. Okay, this one. Basic JRE JVM is enough. JRE JVM is sufficient. What, guys? Sufficient to run the Spring containers. Sufficient to run the Spring containers. Right, my dear? Okay. Next one. These are very much part of Spring or Spring Boot framework by creating object for the tell me, Spring or Spring Boot framework supplied what, guys? Predefined Java class. We can create IOC, okay, Spring or IOC containers in any kind of Java application. Any kind of Java application. In any kind of Java application. Okay, let's have a look. Example 1. XML Bean Factory. What is there? XML Factory is equal to new XML Bean Factory dot. So here we are creating Bean Factory IOC container or not? Here I am creating Bean Factory IOC container or not there? Super. Example 2, guys. These are ready-made classes, guys. File system. What is there? File system. XML application. Here you have to pass some input. I'll explain that input later, guys. Application context. CTX is equal to. Tell me. New file system. New file system XML application context. Are you getting my point there or not there? Tell me guys, what is there? Application context. What is there? IOC container. Application context IOC container. Everyone getting my point there or not there? Okay guys. XML bean factory is equal to new XML bean factory. This is bean factory IOC container. File system XML application context CTX is equal to file system XML application context. Here also some parameters are there to pass. Right now I don't highlight that. Okay. Okay, right now I don't highlight them. Okay. So the very lightweightness are not there, guys. Super, guys. Okay, now have a look on this, guys. Have a look on this. This is my web server software, right? Okay. This web server software basically runs on the top of JRE JVM. What do you say, guys? Runs on the top of what? JRE JVM. Super. So this is my, what is there? Web server software. This is like Tomcat server or not there? Yeah. Inside this, what will be there? Servlet container and JSP container. Sir, why are you writing JSP container inside the servlet container? JSP container internally uses what? Servlet container. I think the people who completed JSP little bit. Every JSP internally translated into servlet. Are you aware of this point or not there? If not aware, try to know it. Every JSP file will not execute on its own independently. Whenever I give request to JSP, it is first translated into servlet and servlet execute. So to execute that servlet again, servlet container is required or not required. So that means JSP container is internally using what? Servlet container. Okay, what is that? This is my, what is there? Servlet container. This is my what, guys? JSP container. This is my servlet container. This is my what? JSP. Okay. All these are servlet components or not there? All these are servlet components or these are JSP components. These are JSP components. Tell me here, what is the story, guys? Servlet to 1. Servlet to 1. Servlet to 2. Servlet to 3. Okay, next. JSP1, JSP2. Here is what? JSP3. JSP1, JSP2, JSP3. Comfortable, my dear, or not there? Okay, now tell me here. This is my Spring container, right? Spring container also called as what? IOC. IOC container, right, guys? Yeah. JRE JVM. JRE. This will directly manage what, guys? Spring Bean. Spring Bean 1, Spring Bean 2, Spring Bean. Spring Bean 1, Spring Bean 2, Spring. Yeah. Spring Bean 2. Spring Bean 3. Spring Bean 3. Total how many spring beans we have to take care, guys? Not only for any number of spring beans can be there. Okay. I hope you understood. Okay, now listen carefully. Servlet JSP containers can be used only in web application development, right? Because Servlet JSP are technologies that are given for web application development. IOC containers can be used in Servlet standalone application, web application, distributed application, enterprise application, and even in microservice architecture application. Are you getting my point there? So indirectly, if needed, IOC containers can be used inside the Servlet JSP containers also, because these are even required in what? Web application development. Are you getting my point there or not? That's why I said in any Java application, if you want to create IOC container, you have to create object for one class. That object creation can be done inside the Servlet, inside the JSP, inside the EJP, inside the standalone application, inside the web application, inside the distributed application. So lightweight are not there, guys. That means IOC container can be created in any kind of application or not there. Servlet container and JSP container are just required in web application execution. In web application execution. Spring containers or IOC container can be used in all kinds of application. Like what, guys? Standalone applications, web applications, distributed applications, and microservice application. Microservice architecture application. What service, guys? Microservice architecture application. Everyone convinced with me, my dear? Come on, everyone. Okay. That's fine. I have a question. Why container servers concept is not there in core Java standalone application? Why this kind of container server concept has come very strongly in what? Not only Spring, in web application, distributed application development. That question rises in your brain or not there? Green t-shirt, madam, can you focus, please? Right. Servlet, see, if you look at the core Java programs, they are standalone applications, right? What do you mean by standalone? The application that is specific to one user and can be operated by one user at a time is called as standalone or not there? I repeat, the application that is specific to one computer and allows only one user at a time to operate it is called as standalone. Your core Java class with main method is standalone application. Calculator application is a standalone application. Desktop game is a standalone application. Antivirus software is what? Standalone application. Because they are specific to one computer and will be operated by only one user at a time. Okay, now listen. Standalone application. Specific to how many computers? One. Will be operated by how many users at a time? One. Right? He can start manually, he can stop manually. What is need of automation? No need. Yes? Okay, think about web application, nothing but website. It is kept in the internet. How many people will try to request that website at a time? So many. Sometime thousand, sometime lakhs, sometime crore. Right? If I say, whenever those requests come, I will manually execute programs of the web application, is it going to work out, guys? 1 lakh requests came at a time. I kept 20 people to execute the programs manually. For 1 lakh requests, 20 members are sufficient to execute the components, guys. Is it going to work out? So much queue concept will come into picture or not there? So much lag will be there in response generation or not there? Few requests may miss or not there? Are human errors most possible now, boss? That day is not in a mode of working because some big loss happened in his personal life. Will he work 100%? Human errors will be there or not there? Instead of all these things and wasting money, it's better to have one automation software who listens to requests continuously, takes the request, links to appropriate web components of websites, executes them dynamically, gathers the results, sends the results to browser. Who is that one? Web server software. Who is that one? And same is applicable for distributed application. Because distributed application also will have lots of requests and lots of clients are not there. Maybe client is not browser, this time client is other applications. Come on guys. PhonePe server application is used by one user at a time or lakhs of users at a time. One by one or simultaneously. Certain hours are 24/7. In that situation, if you say, I will execute logics manually whenever requests come, is it going to really work out, my dear? Does it really going to work out, my dear? Definitely not, certainly not, right? I'll take one real life example to understand this. In your home, your mother every day night prepares some rotis. Yes or no? By feeling rice is unhealthy, she prepares roti or not there. But let me say one thing, both are unhealthy. If you don't want to gain the weight, don't eat both. Then what should I eat, sir? Hawa khana kya? No, you have to eat millets. You have to eat millets. Bit tough to eat, but you have to adjust for it. You want a healthy lifestyle, you have to eat millets. Fine. That is not the discussion now. I will tell why I have brought that discussion later. Okay. Every day 4 family members, 8 rotis. Or max to max 10 rotis. 10 rotis, count is less. She will try to do manually only Anapos. Because it's not a big count. Yes, no, my dear. Okay. With that experience, you decided to run a hostel, a small PG in Amirpet kind of place. You have recruited 100 members. Every day night you want to offer rotis. You recruited one employee also. Will you ask employee, every day you prepare 300 rotis? He will run away or not there? Then what you have to do, guys? You have to purchase one automation machine. That is nothing but roti maker or not there. Put the water and powder. Powder means atta. And it will take care of remaining entire process or not there. So that simplifies your running hostel business or not there. Otherwise, every day preparing 300 rotis is not that much easy, right? So that means what? When the count is increased, demand is increased, simultaneous access is required, automation is required or not required. Same thing, standalone application is specific to how many users? Operated in how many computers? One. Manual start, manual ending is enough or not there? When it comes to web applications, distribute application will be accessed and operated by lakhs of people are not there. The two simultaneously are not there. It's better to execute components of web application, distribute application manually, or better to keep them in automated environment are not there. Automated environment. And this automation can be achieved by web server software or not there. So that's why web server or application server is a piece of software that listens to client requests continuously, takes them, maps them, mapping means linking, maps them with what? Appropriate components of appropriate applications, executes them dynamically, executes the components dynamically, gathers the result and sends the results to clients dynamically. So your role is nothing, boss. Your role is developing application, keeping inside the server. That is your role. There onward, when request comes, when response goes, when web component executing, everything is automated or not there. Your role is what? Switching on the machine, giving water and atta together. Okay, how it is preparing roti, how it is frying the roti, how it is giving to you, everything is automated or not there. Say something, my dear. So for that reason, in core Java level, you never thought about working with what? Web servers or application server or container. Only in advanced topics only, because we are developing advanced web applications and what? Distributed application, which are having lakhs of requests, which are having lots of users to operate. Definitely automation is required or not required. Definitely automation is required or not required, guys. No second thought in that. Is that clear, my dear? Come on. Yeah, that's good. Oh. My favorite question. If I take entry of a fresher, I will definitely ask this question. Why web servers, application server, containers are there in web application, distributed application development? Why not there in standalone application development like core Java application? It's my favorite question. When you go to interview, someone asks this question. At the end of interview, everyone says, anything else you want to know? At the end of interview, every interviewer gives chance to open up and speak. Anything else you want to know? Anything else you want to query me? He will ask, give time to query you. Then you can ask, when did you complete course with an Natras sir? Because this is my signature question. What is there? Why there are no servers and containers in standalone applications? Why there are servers and containers only in what? Web application development. Convinced with me, my dear? Super. Okay, let's understand the query. I think yeah, main chart is disabled. I am taking only individual charts. Today onwards, this is the rule, guys. Today onward, this is the rule. Because when I enable main chat, without listening class, you are chatting with each other. If you want to chat, there are so many faltu domains in the internet, right? Why are you utilizing professional environment for a bad purpose? Someone says, I am from Bihar. I am also from Bihar. Why all this stuff? Show your Bihari love in Bihar, na? Not in the chat box, right? Okay. Yeah. Why web servers are application servers and containers are required? in what is there? Web application or application development. Distributed applications development and execution. Why they are not required? Why they are not required in tell me, standalone applications develop. Not required in standalone application. Why they are not required in standalone? The application that is specific to one computer and can be operated by one user at a time is called, what is that? Standalone application. Okay. This application can be started or ended. In fact, we need not to end the standalone application. Once program execution, code execution is over, it will be ended automatically or not. Before execution of the code, if you want to end, you can stop manually. This application can be started or ended manually because it is operated by one user at a time. It is operated by what, guys? One user at a time. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Yeah. The web applications and distributed application, okay, are basically internet-based applications. Having huge number of users giving, what is there? Huge number of requests. Having huge number of users giving what? Huge number of requests, directly or indirectly. Okay. Here, the manual execution of components or programs is not going to work out. Is not going to work out. Okay. The manual execution of man going to work out and going to be what process? Error prone process. What do you mean by error prone process, guys? Possibility of getting errors is more or not there. Accident prone area, possibility of meeting with accident is more. Don't go, or go slowly, or go carefully. That's the meaning of the signboard they keep on the highways. Accident prone area. Error prone means what? Possibility of getting errors is more or more. Okay. So we keep the web applications and distributed application in the servers like web server or application server that contains what, guys? That contains containers, okay, having capability of, come on, automating the execution of web application and its webcom. Okay. Web application oblique distributed application and its components. Web application and distributed application and its components are not. Convinced, my dear? Come on, everyone. Got the clarity or not there? So this is about whole mechanism or not there? The web application and distributed applications are basically internet-based application having huge number of users. Okay. I hope you at least got the clarity, guys. So it is like what? Growing 1-2 chicken birds in front of your home. Chicken birds. For that one, you manually take care of their needs or not there. Food, water, everything you take care of manually. But with that experience, you decided to run poultry farm in which 200 chicken birds are there, right? That time you will do manually. Everything should be automated or not there. This is like standalone application is like what? Preparing 2-3 rotis per day. Manually can be done. Preparing 400-500 rotis per day. Definitely what? Automation is required or not required? Okay, guys. Web server or application server is a, what is there? Piece of software that listens to what request, guys? That listens to client request continuously. That listens to client request continuously. Takes the request, maps the request with appropriate components of appropriate applications. Appropriate components of appropriate applications. Next, executes the components dynamically. Okay, and tell me, gathers the results from component and gathers the results from the component and sends them to clients dynamically. Yes, guys. So let me give the list of web servers we know, guys. Already have given a lot of web servers are not there. Oh. Tomcat, Jetty, what is there? Resin, Undertow. All these are what? Web servers. All these are web servers. Yeah. Tell me next one. WebLogic, WebLogic, Glassfish. Next, okay, Glassfish, Wildfly, come on, and etc. Or application servers are there. Definitely application servers are not there. Yes. This is the whole mechanism that we have to understand, my dear. Come on, everyone. Okay. So at least you got the idea why advanced application development needs the support of web servers and application servers. Because there we are not going to deal with the single man applications called standalone application. The applications are developed for huge number of requests, huge number of clients to take simultaneous requests. Come on, guys. So definitely we need automation support or not there. 24/7 request will come. From any part of world request may come. Continuously request may come. Simultaneously request may come. All of a sudden 1 crore request may come. All of a sudden count may reduce to 10,000, right? Our application should be in a position to handle all these situations or not there. One day 1 crore customers request came. By keeping that in mind, I recruited 1,000 people to execute the components manually. Next day business collapsed. Only 1 lakh requests are coming. So I cannot remove the employees immediately, right? Why all these headaches? Arrange one best web server or application server in the market that only take care of end-to-end activities are not there. That's why you observe. Did you ever get the feeling today Gmail not working? Today nareshit.com not working? You never get that feeling. Why? Because there is no manual involvement. Human intervention in the execution of the web application and its component. Everything is automated or not there. And that automation is done with the support of what? Web server and application server software. Convinced or not, guys? But still I have not introduced about Spring Beans. I'm going to talk about Spring Beans in tomorrow's class, right? But today I just write only one line about Spring Bean, guys. I'll talk more on Spring Bean later, guys. Answer. I don't give FAQ separately. As part of subject discussion only, queries will come. At the end of every module, I'll give important topics revision as part of some FAQs will come. Right. Spring Bean is a Java class. Spring Bean is a Java class. Okay. Whose object is created and managed by Spring Container or IO. I'll explain why Spring Container is called IOC container. Okay. Spring Container or IOs. A Spring Bean can be a what class? User-defined class or third-party supplied class. Third-party supplied class whose life cycle is managed by Spring Container. Spring or IOs. Everyone convinced with me, guys? Yeah, tell me, guys. We can take any concrete Java class as Spring Bean. Any concrete class as Java Bean. Concrete class means what? Normal class, na boss. normal class for which instantiation is possible. Arey, object creation is unpolished word. Instantiation is the polished word. Nothing but same. Object creation. Instantiation is possible. As a spring being, right? Concrete class as a spring being. Tell me. We cannot take any concrete class as what? Spring being. But we cannot take, we can take 1 minute. We can take, but we cannot take abstract class. What guys? But we cannot take abstract class or interface as spring. Can we take abstract class or interface as spring bean, guys? Or can we create object for them? Without creating object, lifecycle management is possible, huh? Lifecycle management is possible, guys. Come on. Okay. Any component lifecycle management means. Any component lifecycle management means. Okay. Means. What is this? A. Loading the Java class. B. Creating the object for Java class. Yeah, tell me. Managing the object. D. Calling the lifecycle methods automatically. Calling the lifecycle methods automatic. Yeah, tell me. Destroying the. What is there? Destroy. Any component lifecycle management means the container takes care of loading the Java class, creating object for Java class, managing the object, calling the lifecycle methods automatically, and destroying the objects. Everything will be taken care by container. All these activities are not there. I think you got the basic idea about the server and container. Server contains container, a container contains server. Both are. How both are avoided? Servers contain container. But when Spring containers, are they part of servers or they are directly part of framework, guys? They are directly part of what? Spring Boot framework. How many types of containers are there in what? Spring. Two types. What they are? Bean factory and application con. Which is basic container, which is advanced one. Bean factory is basic one and application context is what? Advanced. Convinced, guys? Yes. Did I upload last class notes? Yeah. I think link is changed. We are into Naresh IT application to conduct the classes. Everyone might have received Google Drive link also. No, na? By today, tomorrow, everyone make sure that you are having Google Drive link. How to get a online student contact online admin, offline students contact what? Offline admin. So make sure that you have a Google Drive link by tomorrow so that I can start sharing notes in Google Drive. Okay. Here is what? File upload. Tell me next one. Spring. Where is this? 719. Here is what? Intro. 719. Yeah, those who received, keep it ready. Those who received, keep it ready. Sir, at what time tomorrow class will be started? 7:30 or 7:15? 7:15 only. Tomorrow onward session will start 7:15 only. Okay. Sir, FB na 23rd July notes are not visible only. 23rd July, that day a holiday or working day? 23rd July, I think I have not taken class on that day. First come to classes regularly, madam, please. Sunday also you want notes, huh? On the day I have taken leave also, you want me to give the notes, huh? How come? Okay. Will you create any WhatsApp group for online people? No, boss. No WhatsApp group. Everything should be in what? Natras Java Arena or mail me. I know people are misusing WhatsApp groups for wrong purposes. Okay. If anyone create private groups, don't join also. Especially girls, you don't join. Jogi, let them jogi. Okay. Right. No WhatsApp group, guys. I think online portal is also there to clarify your online doubts while doing practicals. There also lab people are available. Offline people, anyhow, you are going to lab and there you can do practicals, right? Fine. And I am available before class, after class, mail me. Morning 2 sessions, evening 2 sessions, I will be taking sessions in this building only. Come to me, feel free to discuss anything. Thank you. We'll meet tomorrow.